Welcome to Be Nice to Yourself podcast that will give you practical tools to finally be nice to yourself so you can stop yelling at your kids and enjoy being a mom. Using coaching and lots of love, I'm your Russian Canadian host, certified life coach, and mom of four, Natalia Schneidmiller.
Hey guys, here's a good one for you. I just recorded the whole podcast and turned out it wasn't being recorded. So here we go again. Second time's going to be even better than the first time. Let's do this. Happy Canada Day. It's Canada Day here for anyone who's not in Canada, and I just love being in Canada. My parents brought me here when I was 13 years old, which is now more than half of my life, and only amazing things I can think about Canada. It really is such an amazing country. It just always takes care of you. I love it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Here's the fun thing we're going to talk about today is a should list. Okay? I made two lists. One list of the should things that I have let go of, and the second list will be the should things that I'm still working on. And here's why this matters. The reason why we even need to be nice to ourselves is because we have all these shoulds that we're shoulding ourselves with all the time that feel terrible to us, right? It just does not feel good when we're thinking, I should do this, I should do that. Because really, when we think we should do something, the reason underneath it is because we're not, right? We're like, oh, I should be nice to my kids because I'm not. Stupid me, Again, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Again, I'm disappointed in myself. Right? And so those are like sticks that we beat ourselves up with. That's why we need to listen to this podcast, How to Be Nice to Yourself, is because we are literally beating ourselves up with all these requirements and expectations we have of ourselves, right? And, sometimes whenever you call a girlfriend or your mom or whoever you like to vent to sometimes, you call them and you say, oh, I just feel so terrible. I let the kids watch extra 20 minutes of show and I was just lazy and I feel bad. I'm letting them watch so much screen and And, your girlfriend or your whoever might say, you know what, it's okay. It's okay that you did that. Because, remember, you cooked them breakfast and you read them a book and you took them to the playground. You really are a good mom. And then you're like, yeah, you're totally right. You know what? You're right. It's okay. It's okay that I did that. And so the reason why you love venting them is because they're doing that thing where they're being nice to you. They're like, it's okay that you didn't do it. They're letting go of that should. It's okay. Don't do that. It's okay that you didn't do that, right? And so temporarily you feel really good. You feel relief because you no longer believe that you should have done that, right? But what I'm offering to you here is to completely question the shoulds and completely explode them, get rid of them in your life so that you don't have to go and vent to someone, so that you don't even get to that point where you feel bad, right? Because remember, you and me are working on the cause of the problem, not the symptom, okay? So when you call and vent to someone, they are just working with you on the symptom, right? They're kind of convincing you that it's okay. But as soon as you kind of let go and you forget what they told you and you forget to agree with them, you still go back to your original belief, which is still fueling the action or the feeling of disappointment in yourself, okay? So you and me are going to question the actual shoulds. Should you do this, okay? So this will be the ultimate goal for you to look at your shoulds and let go of as many of them as possible. And the reason why we have shoulds is because we think they're necessary. They're absolutely necessary for us to be the person we need to be. And I want to suggest that that is not true. And in fact, when you look at what you create when you're feeling pressured and when you're thinking I should do something, you feel pressured and you actually don't do it. The result of feeling should is not doing the thing. It is beating yourself up, feeling bad about yourself, complaining, whining, distracting yourself on the phone, eating, etc. And what actually gets you to do whatever you want, like think you should be doing, is not I should be. It is something like, okay, you know what? I'm doing this. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna take them for a walk. Okay, I'm going to be nice to myself. And notice how there is no should in that sentence. There's a very, very important note here, important distinction. We believe the shoulds are necessary, but in fact, they're completely not necessary. They pretend to be necessary, but they're not, okay? So here's my list of shoulds that I have already worked through. I've done a lot of work on them, and I have let them go. And the first one is I should be with the kids all the time. I had that one a lot showing up throughout my life, and I worked on it with a therapist, my coach. I practiced a lot, believing opposite beliefs and just practicing even feeling the shit and still choosing to not be with them. And what I now believe is that I don't have to be with them all the time, because what's best for them is to learn to be without me, because ultimately that's the goal for them, right? When they grow up and they're grown-ups, they're not with me most of the time, right? So I believe that I'm doing both of us a service, that, you know, when I'm not with them, it's good for them, and I get to work. I get to do both. I get to be with my kids and I get to work, okay? So that I let go of that should, and now I am living my dream of helping people every day and just having the most fun doing this work. Like, this is the most fulfilling job I have ever done, and I would have never ever had even a chance of doing it if I was believing I should be with the kids all the time. Because then I would be with them all the time, right? I wouldn't even think of starting up a business and helping someone with their confidence or relationships, right? So the result of working on your shoulds is really not only getting to like a neutral, feel-good place, but really then having like amazing bonus dream life things happen to you that you really want to have, like, you know, like living your dream of whatever, like running a marathon, starting a business, writing a book, hanging out with friends, whatever it is that you are not doing because you think you should be doing something else, right? So that's the one I really worked on a lot. And to be honest, I'm still, it still comes up for me, but it doesn't have such a strong hold on me. And I'm very practiced at seeing it and moving on with my day. Like, nope. No, thank you. I am working today, 5 hours at work, and the rest of the time I'm the kids. Okay? So don't kind of like be misguided that these things might not come up, right? These are thought errors that will come up, and you will have to redirect yourself to what serves you better. You just have to be really good at it, right? Number 2 on my should list that I have worked on and have resolved for is I should drink alcohol because that's what everyone does. And if I don't, there must be something wrong with me. And I could not be happier to tell you this, that now where I believe that I'm at is I'm so happy I don't have to drink alcohol. Like, I wish someone told me this when they gave me my first drink and they said, you know what? By the way, you don't have to drink this, right? Like, you don't ever have to drink any of it, right? Because it's such a social norm, it's not even an option. No one even talks about that. So I am very grateful for my own coach, Brooke Castillo, she's the best, for being an example of that being possible and demonstrating that, you know, there's nothing wrong with drinking. And you don't have to if you don't want to. You know, if you're feeling like it doesn't serve you, you don't have to drink. And here's how, right? There's a specific thing that she teaches us how to do that. And so when I let go of that should, the impact on my life is incredible. My ideal weight of my body, I lost 10 pounds just from not drinking alcohol. I feel good in the mornings. I feel good when I'm putting my kids to bed. I used to, if I would have wine at dinner, I would feel so tired and grumpy 2 hours later when I had to put them to bed. I was not enjoying it at all. And I also didn't like, 4 o'clock would come and I would think, oh, I wish could have a glass of wine now, or, is it 5 o'clock yet? Like, that was not who I wanted to be, right? So that's, I find letting go of that should gave me so much amazing pleasure and just feeling good in my life just from letting go of that one should, okay? The third should I have is the way it came up for me was, oh, my husband cooks. But what was underneath it is that, I really should be the one cooking. And I felt embarrassed and shamed. The moms at the playgrounds we would talk about what's for dinner after school. And when they would ask me what's for dinner, I felt embarrassed. I'm like, oh, I'm not cooking, I really should be, So I wasn't even enjoying my husband cooking. I felt bad about myself. I'm like, oof, I'm a little bit of not living up to my standards, And, that wasn't really driving me to cook that much, right? I was just feeling bad. I was grumpy. I was not appreciating my husband cooking. And I worked on that one. And where I am now is so much fun, because what I believe now is when we do talk about dinner, I am so fortunate I'm almost kind of like, almost feels like bragging. I'm like, oh my God, my husband cooks, I'm like, I'm so lucky I don't have to cook. He cooks. He's such a good cook. And, the circumstance, the fact that he cooks did not change, right? But I went from feeling embarrassed and ashamed about me and not enjoying him cooking to totally appreciating him cooking. I feel so proud. I feel so privileged. I feel just super lucky and spoiled, right? I'm like, this is amazing. Like, people would kill for this, right? So when I share that, I smile. I'm like, yeah, I know it's too good to be true, right? And the most amazing part about that is that, I tell him all the time how much I love him cooking. I say, thank you so much for working so hard to feed us so well. Like, I literally say that to him. And it feels so good to me to say that because I believe it. And I hug him and I kiss him and I tell him all these things all the time because I do really appreciate how much work he's putting into it, and it tastes amazing. And I know that it's effort, right? And because I'm so appreciative, I'm now cooking once or twice a week because I want to give him a break, right? Nobody wants to cook every day for 6 people, right? So I am like, hey, can I, even if it won't be up to like as good as yours, I am willing, I want to contribute, I want to cook, and I'm a lot more willing and feeling good about it because I've let go of that shame for myself. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm so happy he cooks. Okay, can I help? Can I help you? And in fact, this week I cooked Monday night, Tuesday night. And let me just make it clear, I do cook like breakfast and lunches. It's just the dinners that he cooks, which are a big deal, right? It's a thing. So that has really allowed me to enjoy that part of my life. Like, that's a big deal, right? Most of the time when we shoot ourselves to death, we're not even enjoying the good stuff that we have, right? And we're just taking away from our joy, and we're not actually contributing. We're not cooking, right? So it's not like, oh, I should cook, and then you're cooking. No. Again, what would get you to cook is another thought in your head. Okay, you know what? I'm going to try this, right? So that's another should I let go of. And I want to now give you the list of where the shoulds that I am still working on, that I haven't fully kind of gotten to where I want to be. And I want to share that with you so that right, there's not like one destination where we get to, and this is all awesome, and I'm a perfect robot who doesn't have anything to work on, okay? I am just like you with a bunch of thoughts in my head that don't serve me, and I work on them every day. Okay, so on this list, number 1, I have it, I should not eat flour and sugar. And I realized that last week when I was taking a walk and I felt terrible, and I was like, why am I felt so bad. And I realized, it's because I'm mad at myself for eating 4 pieces of pizza and some chocolate. And at that moment, when I realized that, I thought, well, this is so ridiculous. If I thought that of someone else, I mean, it wouldn't even happen. Like, it's just so funny. Like, if I was like depriving like not loving my friend for eating that, it's so funny. Like, that's just makes no sense, right? But I was doing that to myself. And that's when actually I came up with this podcast idea, is because I was walking and beating myself up over something that I ate. Come on, come on. And it made me laugh and made me really think like I am like the perfect person to be talking about this for you, because I am doing all the mistakes. I'm doing all the like wrong things that you can ever do to not be nice to yourself, so that I can then like study this, work on this, and share with you what worked for me, what didn't, and then that will be helpful to you. Okay. Because come on, like beating yourself over pizza and sugar, like we might do that, right? If we're like, I'm not losing weight or whatever. But the truth for me is I don't even have any weight to lose. So it doesn't even like in my head make sense to me to do that. But I have this very perfectionistic idea of how I should be eating. And I'm just beating myself to death with it right now. Okay. So my goal with this one is to get to right now. Here's what I'm doing. The process of this. You know what, Natalia? It's okay that you ate pizza and chocolate. I still love you. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay that you ate it. There's nothing wrong with it. I still love you. I still approve of you. No problem. You know what? I will still love you even if you eat pizza and chocolate for the rest of your life. And like this is the ultimate, like even like especially with the weight, right? This is what my coach teaches. I will still love you if you don't lose any weight, right? And the same thing for me, I have to like be saying, you know what, it's okay. Even if you gain so much weight from eating all this so terribly all the time, I will still love you. And for me, the work right now is to say that and believe that, right? And to really practice that, because the alternative is beating yourself up to death and like exhausting yourself with that, which doesn't lead to anything, which just leads to more beating up, okay? So that's one example. The other example, and kind of all of these examples are kind of the same flavor of perfectionistic self-standard, right? That for me anyway, for my list. So the next one is I should get up at 5:30. Because if I do, I have so much time to like have my coffee, talk to Doug, wake up, have quiet time, read, do my like thought downloads, and then I'm more prepared for my kids. Da, 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 da. And sounds wonderful, right? But when I don't, I'm working on, if I don't do that like today, I really want to still have my own back. It's okay that you didn't get up at 5:30. It's okay that you might be a little grumpy and jumpy at the kids. It's okay. I still got you. You're still amazing, Natalia. Okay, so that's my work here. And, if you choose to get up at 5:30, you can. You can do that tomorrow. But if you don't, I'm still going to love you, right? And the last one I have is I have two more. Wait. I have two more, which are kind of like the same flavor, okay? So I should want to go camping, or I should love camping. And then the other one is I should want to hang out with other families as much, or like more than we do. And the truth for those is I just don't. It's okay, Natalia. It's okay that you don't want to go camping. It's okay that you don't want to hang out with other families. It's okay. You don't have to. You know what? I give you full permission to not go camping, to not hang out with other families. And the work for me here is trying these things on and practicing them, believing them, and just really seeing that the alternative just feels terrible. The alternative is like, nope, Natalia, you should go camping. You should hang out with a bunch of people so that you feel good. And then I can even go camping. I can even hang out with other people. But that will be coming from that feeling inadequate, from feeling insecure. And then I'll be doing it just to please myself, where in the first place, I don't even want to do this in the first place, right? And so my work here is to allowing myself to not have to do this at all. It's okay if you don't ever go camp. It's okay if you never hang out with anyone, right? And I bet what will happen is that I will just I will be okay with it, and then I will choose to hang out with people, and we still will go camping once a year as we usually do, right? So that is my work, and I hope this really helps you. I will be doing so much more studying on this for you, and I'll report back. I invite you to look at your own shoulds. Okay, your own shoulds are what is creating your suffering, what is creating your feeling insecure, inadequate, and it is so possible to let go of them, right? What's possible without the shoulds is the most amazing life of freedom and feeling like you're doing nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. You are amazing. I get to do what I love, and I am the best mom ever, and I have the best life. Like, this is ultimately the result, and it's available to you right now. There's no mystery to it. This is, you just have to do the work. You have to know the theory, right? You have to be willing and committed to practicing and to failing. And this is why I believe that the coaching is the answer, because without any practice and without the failing, without the specific examples, working through specific examples, you don't get to uncover some of these shoulds, and then they just keep hitting you in the head with them, right? You just keep believing them. So what shoulds do you want to work on? If you don't know, this is where I come in and I help you uncover them. We look at how you're feeling, what you're thinking, and we really question all of them so that eventually you can let go of them. And sometimes it can be as quick as in a moment you dissolve a should, in one moment. Sometimes it takes practice of months or years to let go of a should, and that's totally fine. We're here and we're willing to do this work until we don't need to do it anymore, okay? So I invite you to come and have a free mini session with me to talk about what life you want and what shoulds you want to let go of. And if you're ready to be nice to yourself and stop beating yourself up and stop yelling at your kids, this is all I do every day, and I will help you as well, okay? I love you all. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.